Hey guys, it's Libby, and today I'm going to talk about my TBR for Nonfiction November. This is an annual readathon hosted by Olive at a Book Olive, which lasts for the entire month of November and is about reading nonfiction. It's very sort of choose your own adventure type of readathon. If you read one nonfiction book in November, you are participating in Nonfiction November. But there are always 4 prompts which you are encouraged to take in whatever direction you desire. This year's prompts are collection, industry, style, and treatment. I plan to be reading 1 book for each prompt. One of them is a chonker, so not certain I will finish it in November, but I will at least start it in November. So for collection, we're starting off with the obligatory John McWhorter. I'm going to be reading his new book, 9 Nasty Words, English in the Gutter, Then, Now, and Forever, which is a sociolinguistics of swearing. For industry, it's the big one. I'm reading Testament of Youth by Vera Brittain. Vera Brittain was a VAD nurse, and this is her autobiography or her memoir about the time, her life during World War I. And I've chosen this for industry because of the industrialization of war mechanics that had been achieved in the 20th century and were used in World War I. For style, I think I'm going with a pretty conventional interpretation of the prompt, and I'm doing Clothing and Landscape in Victorian England, Working Class Dress and Rural Life by Rachel Worth. So this is actually style both in terms of fashion and also of like art styles, because this isn't just about like what people were wearing. It's more interested in representations of what people were wearing in writing and in art and in photography. That new thing, that's gonna fade. This one I guess also could work for industry because the reason people were representing rural fashion differently, or maybe we shouldn't even call it fashion, but rural clothing differently is because fewer and fewer people were living in rural areas because of the Industrial Revolution. But I had another one for industry and I didn't have another one for style, so style it is. And finally for treatment, I'm going to be reading Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability, and Making Space by Amanda Leduc. I'm not totally sure I'm saying her last name right. This is a book about disfigurement and disability in fairy tales, starting with the OG Brothers Grimm and Hans Christian Andersen, and then moving into like more modern interpretations of fairy tales by like Angela Carter and Disney. And I think this is kind of hitting the prompt from multiple angles, because we've got how does literature treat disfigurement and disability? How are characters who are disfigured or disabled treated by other characters in their narratives, and also potentially, I'm not totally sure this is going to be included, but potentially an exploration of like medical treatments that people who are disabled or disfigured need to deal with. So those are my 4. If you're planning on participating, let me know what you're going to be reading in a comment or drop a link. I love to hear about new and different new fiction, nonfiction. I did all those words right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you later.